All right. 5-year review of the Walther Rain M1. Was it UXT or something they call it? Two, but it's the M1. And I built a can for it just the other day, and it turned out so good. It reduced the sound in half. And all right, this is after 5 years. I'll tell you the good and the bad. And I love it, But when I first got it, I took the barrel shroud off, and it had a can on it because I hated it because you couldn't remove the can and stuff. So I ground that off and everything, and there was a half like 18 or 20, whatever it is, threads in here, so that was great. I was able to build that can. But I had buyer's remorse like crazy when I first got this thing because it seemed like the next day, but like right away after I bought it, the M2 come out. So I'm watching reviews on the M2, and I'm like, oh man, this one has a Carl's Walther barrel and not the lowest Walther barrel. And doesn't have a regulator. What the fuck? I paid $600 for this. You tell me it didn't come with a regulator? You can put a regulator on it? Why not? I guess they're trying to keep it from being $1,000, right? So the M2 just seemed like the one I wanted, man. Everything about it looked like it was even shorter. I don't know if it is or not, but I had buyer's remorse real bad. But after 5 years, I don't have buyer's remorse real bad, and there would have been things about the M2 I probably wouldn't have liked too, and the biggest one to me is the weight. The M2 isn't just a little heavier; it's like a good over a pound heavier. This is 5.5 pounds. M2's like, I don't know, 6 or 7 pounds. So it's heavier. It's still considered light, but it's heavier. And that wouldn't have liked that, because I walk around with this thing. I carry this thing around when I'm out walking my dogs in the field and all this stuff. And so having it light is a big deal to me. So that I'm glad I got the lighter one, And the regulator thing, that one was hard to swallow and stuff, because I haven't read anywhere where the people are like, oh yeah, your gun runs better without the regulator. Everything you read about it's like, yeah, we get more shots, it's more accurate, more, everything's better, right? With the regulator. So that one was hard to swallow that didn't have a regulator. But I think I'm gonna do a project where I put a regulator right here, and I'm gonna cut a into the hole. I'll just cut it out right here and extend the bottle out and let the bottle just stick out here. I'm gonna put a regulator here, drill holes, whatever I need to do to be able to adjust it. And it'll be like my first build or something, So I'm looking forward to that. So maybe not getting the M2's gonna make a cool project, and if I make that, I'll really be happy with it then, if it come out good. But so I'm gonna modify it like that. I do believe the only other than the barrel wasn't the Lothar Walthers, which is an upgraded barrel, but the upgraded one's thicker, and that's one of the reasons it has weight, But the only other thing I have that bugged me about it was the screws that it used had tiny heads. I mean, really, it had these tiny heads. This is probably my fault. No one else probably ever had this problem. But it had tiny heads, and when I first started taking this apart to adjust some things, put some foam in there to quiet down, do several things, I fucking had a big problem because the screws, when I put them back in, I tightened them down, and they popped through. And so they're just screwed into this side it would pop through. And I went to unscrew it, it would start splitting it like this, And so I had a hell of a deal there. And I threw all those screws out, and I got my own screws back here that I've cut and ground and stuff to the right length, and everyone's made for its spot, and they're ugly, and they're, but I can just grab a Phillips screwdriver and I can split it in a few minutes and then put it back in a few minutes real easy. So, I paint it too. This plastic loves paint. So if you like to paint your stuff, this plastic is super tough, and it holds paint good. So I like that. But yeah, I had a real problem with the screws, and that one time, and then I've replaced them, and that's not really such a big issue anymore. But it's accurate. I imagine the M2's a little more accurate. It's got the Lothar Walther barrel with it's thicker, so it's going to have a little different harmonics and stuff. But this gun's accurate. I mean, I shoot off a bench sometimes. I had a tripod for it. I dropped the gun and broke my tripod off. I've dropped this gun several times. The plastic is super durable. This shit's really tough. And I mean, it's so tough a plastic, you probably want to call it polymer. But, or phenolic or something like that. I don't know. But it's tough. And I haven't had any problems other than I have had a leak on my barrel, so I've had to open that up and put a new O-ring in there and stuff. But it shoots accurate, and like I said, I've abused the shit out of this gun. I've used it, roughed it up. It's been roughed up, dropped, laid in the dirt, and the whole bit, And my compressor too. 5 years on my compressor. I don't run it every day, so it ain't like a commercial one that's having to get used a lot. But this is the only reason I really got into PCPs is they were selling these for cheap enough. I couldn't afford an $800 Umarex compressor to air my gun up. There's only 3 ways to air them up. You're gonna hand pump it, which I got a Beeman hand pump too, but that's a hell of a workout. And this gun's actually possible though. The tank is small enough where you can hand pump it up in 100 pumps or 120 pumps or something. But it's a workout. It is pretty tough to do. I do it sometimes. And I got the compressor. You ain't gonna pump a whole lot after you get your compressor. But that's it. My compressor and the gun. And like I said, man, I just replaced the top of this piston thing. This thing did pretty good. These Chinese Yanhing compressors. I got that for under $200 or something. $600 for the gun. But the goods about it, I don't know. I love it. It's light. It's I got this can. I built this can, and it shoots out that hole, man, just a little bitty hole, and it quiets the sound in half on a sound meter, like in half, and it's way more muffled sounding and just it's sweet, And I like how you can put I got one of them holder straps that go from here. The mags are easy to load. You can load it from both sides, fully ambidextrous. Only thing on it that ain't ambidextrous is the safety. I've put a lighter spring in here, adjusted the trigger how I like it, and I'm just running a red dot with a laser dot on it. Man, I have a scope for it, but I don't like carrying it around with this big ass. I got kind of too big of a scope for it actually, but got this big ass scope for it. And if I'm gonna sit on the bench and shoot and stuff, I'll throw my scope on, but. Carrying around like that. Well, man, I'm telling you, I love the Rain. If you're going to get one used or something from somebody, you can do a lot worse. I can tell you that. And if it has that can and stuff on there, you can take that off, and there's 1/2 inch 20 threads under there. But there's my ugly, but still in working condition Walther Rain M1 5-year review. Yeah. Happy shooting.